Inching closer now to the group stages over the Europa Conference League, but of course we still got the illustrious second legs coming at you this week. Who's going to take advantage? Who's going to go home? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks. Papa's giving a prediction video today. We're taking a look at the second round qualifying of the Europa Conference League. And of course, we're going to come at you with the second legs in just 1 second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button and bang up today. All things Conference League related, but overstated, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one Ruski, of course, some clubs are edging closer to the next round. Of course, some other ones are edging closer to out of the old European context, out of the grand scheme of things. And of course, concentrate on the domestic game before you even actually started, but of course it could all change this week with some of the clubs, but some of them are already toast. We'll take a look at it, all of it in a minute. Because big shout out to my VIPs, they're the patrons, guys. You know who you are. But anyway, let's jump in the vortex because it is the Conference League. There was about a shit ton of games, and we're going to reveal the results to you right here, right now. So let's get into it, and then we'll come back for the second legs. So here we go. So there we go. Make sure you subscribe, of course. Smash your subscribe, bang up to date with everything you got here for the Conference League. So let's get cracking. Again, this is just for fun, so you can put your picks down below and see how many you got right, and see if you can compete along me. Get yourself warmed up for the actual real deal tournament when it kicks off into the group stages. So here we go. Folks, let's kick it off right now with a recap of the results in the first legs of the second round of qualifying. So here we go. Kick it off with Hibernians' big 3-2 win over Vllaznia. Meanwhile, Pogoń with a big 4-0 win over Fehérvár. Botev Plondiv with a 0-0 draw against Nicosia coming out of Cyprus. Víkingur did lose to my boys, DAC Streda. That's right. FK Siniska drew with KI Klasovic, of course, from the Scandinavia, Iceland. Meanwhile, Vllaznia did lose to NK Osic 2-1 on the night. Rijeka with a big 1-0 loss. Got to turn that around in the second legs. Meanwhile, Young Boys Burn with a big 1-0 win over Liepāja. Turbo Castagna with a big 2-0 win over the Imps coming out of Gibraltar. Ariadamina got it all to do with a new draw against Paid Limaskod. Valmiera did lose to Szczecin 79, another cracking team there. And CSKA Sofia did draw with Makedonija, of course. Those are the scores on the right hand side. My picks on the left. Take from that from what you will. Moving forward, we have FC Saburtalo against Streda Bucharest. 1-0 win it was for Saburtalo, and that one actually went the other way. Tel Aviv with a big 3-0 win over Streda. Meanwhile, Lillestrøm have got the big advantage on the away day there. 1-0 win over Sandjonkai. Meanwhile, Molde out of Norway up against Elfsborg in a bit of Scandinavian count. 4-1 it was on the night. Of course, one tippy toe into the next round. They are Vaders with a 1-0 win over Koper. Koops did draw with Malsamai with a 2-2 draw there. Lech with a big 5-0 win over Dinamo Batumi. Also, probably in the next round already. Sedova lost to Viborg. Pogoń Szczecin with a big 1-1 draw against Brøndby. Riga with a big 3-0 win over Rosenbrek. Gürza United 2-2 draw in the end against Radoniki. Fehérvár, of course, with a 4-1 win over Gabala, of course, to give themselves also the upper hand into the second leg. Meanwhile, Rapid Vienna and Lech Gdansk with a big 0-0 draw. Called it, lads. Called it. St. Joseph lost to Slavia Prague 4-0 on the road as well. B36 to Shaw with a big 1-0 win over Trey Florian. San Marino Basel 2-0 win over the Crusaders. Royal Antwerp 0-0 draw against Strida Giljan. Petro Club with a 0-0 draw against Laci. Levski Sofia with a 2-0 win over PAOK. Of course, AEK Salina coming out of Sweden with a big 3-2 loss to Vorskla Poltava at home. Sparta Prague, though, big 0-0 draw against Viking. Aris Limassol coming out of Cyprus with a big 2-0 win over Nefki. Hapoel Warszawa with a big 2-1 win over Dinamo Minsk. And Cluj with a big 3-0 win over Interclub de Escalde, as you would already imagine. They are through to the next stage. Istanbul Başakşehir up against Maccabi Netanya. Big tight game there. 1-1 in the end. FK Gurman with a big 5-1 loss to Aris Saloniki. Of course, out of Greece. I believe Sepski and Olympic Ljubljana. 3-1 win it was for the host. Luxembourg got it all to do against FK Kuraka with a big 4-1 win for them on the road. KF Tirana with a big 1-0 loss against Srijki Mostar. Velez Mostar, though, also lost to Hamrun Spartan. Spartan Tirana picked up a 4-1 over Newtown. Of course, they are probably through to the next stage. AZ Alkmaar with a big 1-0 win on the road against Tuzla City. HK Rijeka with a big 2-1 loss to Djurgårdens coming out of Sweden. St. Patrick's Athletic 1-1 draw against NS Muren. Motherwell lost, surprise, surprise, against Sligo Rovers over at Fir Park. That was a bit of a shocker there. And, of course, University Craiova with a big 1-1 draw on the road against FK Vllaznia. And, of course, the final stretch here, we have BAT Borisov against Konyaspor. 3-0 it was for the visitors. Rakau Krastovi with a big 5-0 win over FK Astana. Monstrous win there. Bledebek with a 2-0 win over Budapest Bogognia. And, of course, Victor Guadamares with a big 3-0 win over Puskás FC. Viking Reykjavik coming out of Iceland with a big 2-0 win over the New Saints. That's, of course, your first legs. That's, of course, just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to take a look at the second legs right here, right now. But before all that, make sure you bang your subscribe once again. Take a look at, of course, the old description. We're on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, all that kind of stuff to look forward to. And we've got it all here under one roofski. But anyway, that's that. Let's get into the second legs. This is where the party's at, boys. This is where the party's at. I've got 3 slides here of all these games. Hopefully, I'll be able to give you the info coming at you. So bear with me. Alright then, folks, let's kick it off with Apple Nicosia up against Potev Plomdiv. Of course, Nicosia coming out of Cyprus, Potev Plomdiv coming out of Belarus. Played each other just the one time. Of course, we'll talk about that in a minute. Apple Nicosia, they're coming to 50% form for them, just 1 defeat past 6. Meanwhile, Potev Plomdiv coming into this, also 50% form, 1-2 lost to and drawn 2, of course. The previous encounter was a 1-1 draw. That was over in Belarus. This time around, they're over in the Mediterranean, Cyprus, of course. 2-1 on Izhin Apple Nicosia for the victory. 11-4 Izhin draw, 5-1 Izhin long shots. That's Potev Plomdiv. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Apple Nicosia. Will it be enough to get through to the next round? We'll have to wait and see. Okay, then kicking it forward, then Aris Salonika coming out of Greece up against FK Gurmel. I believe them, bad boys. Arias Greece, Gurmel coming out of Belarus also. Of course, now these two sides have played each other just one time. Of course, we'll talk about that in a second. Actually, it was a win for the away side, Arias Nicosia. So this fixture is reversed. It's played in Belarus. Aris Salonika are the away side. So coming at you though, Gurmel, back-to-back defeats for them. They haven't picked up a win in actually 4 games. Just 1 win in 6, 42% form. Up against Arias side of just 4 of the last 3, 67% form for them. Of course, the biggest win was a monstrous 5-1 win as well. Taking place over in Gurmel, but the odds here 7-2 on is your Arias on this one. It's not taking place in. I have no idea where it's taking place. 17-4 is your draw, and 7-1 is your long shots. FK Gurmel on this one. Again, odds for the victory here in this leg. Not the grand scheme of things. I'm going with a 3-0 win to take it to the house. AZ Alkmaar are scheduled to be in action as well. If I can find them bad boys. Again, it's so hard. Where are you? Where are you, AZ? There you are, up against Tuzla City. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, played each other just the one time. Tuzla City, though, just 1 defeat past 6 for them, 67% form. Up against the AZ Alkmaar side, also 1 defeat past 6, 75% form. Of course, it was last round, just a 1-0 win for AZ Alkmaar. Tuzla, though, are the hosts in this game. I don't know, they might be not, I don't know. Of course, coming at you 5-1 is your Tuzla City on this one, 60-5 is your draw, 20-9 on is your AZ on this one. I'm backing, of course, a 3-1 for AZ. If they're at home, if they're away, regardless, they'll win this one. Moving forward, kicking on forward, we do have Brøndby coming out of Denmark, up against, of course, who are they? Pogoń Szczecin coming out of Poland. Let's take a look at this badger then, shall we? Where are you? Where's this game taking place? It's so fucking hard. That's what she said. Of course, coming at you then, Brøndby coming into this 58% form for them. Just 1 defeat past 5. Up against the Pogoń Szczecin side, also 1 defeat past 6 for them, 67% form. The previous encounter between these two sides ended up as a draw. Do I have odds? I probably have odds, but it's going to be difficult. I'll tell you who's favourites. In fact, scrap that. I'll give you the odds. Coming at you. Am I going to give you the odds? Fuck knows. I don't know. I really don't know. It's a mess. It's a bloody mess. I'll tell you the odds. There's so many fucking games. It's a joke. It's a bloody joke. Anyway, the favourites are, of course, Brøndby for the victory at home. Pogoń Szczecin are the away side, and of course the underdogs for this leg, of course. Meanwhile, Brøndby will take on Nordsjælland in the Danish league. That's of course taking place tomorrow, which will be a Sunday. And meanwhile, Pogoń Szczecin take on Slask Rokoklo over in the the Polish league, of course, on this one. Back in Brøndby here, 2-1 win for them, but will it be enough? We'll have to wait and see. Moving on, we have Young Boys Bern. That's right, taking place in Switzerland up against FK Ljubljana. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Young Boys Bern. There they are, coming at you as well. I believe this is on 28th of the 7th. Of course, Young Boys Bern unbeaten the last 10 games, winning 3 of the last 4 up against the Ljubljana side. Just 1 win in the last 5 for their 42% form. Of course, the previous encounter was a 1-0 win for Young Boys. That was in Ljubljana. And of course, moving forward, Young Boys are in action against Sion over in the Swiss league there, taking place on Sunday. They're anticipated to win that game, and they're anticipated to win this game. Both favoured in both the games up against this week. So I've gone with a 3-1 for Young Boys on this one. What about you? Let me know down below. Crusaders up against FC Basel, also coming out of Switzerland as well. Crusaders, where are you right now in this bloody mess? It's so hard. They're right at the bottom. Of course they are. Of course they are. These two sides never played. Just played each other just the one time. It was the previous encounter, and it was a 2-0 win for Basel in Switzerland. Crusaders are coming to just winning twice out of the last 6, 33% form up against a Basel side who are unbeaten in the last 9 games, winning 5 of the last 6. They got 92% form. 2-0 it was last time around. The odds for this one go in favour of course, Basel on the road. They are heavily favoured. Of course, Crusaders are the underdogs. They got the draw in the middle. Basel are in action before this, of course, up against Servette in the Swiss top flight as well. So we'll see about that. They do anticipate to win this one, 3-1 win in the end, which probably will be enough for them to get through to the next stage. Meanwhile, Universitatea Craiova are in action. What have I bloody done here? What have I bloody done here? They are in action up against FK Vllaznia, of course. Craiova coming out of Romania. Correct me if I'm wrong. There they are, taking place also on the 28th of July. Now, these two sides, pretty sure it's just the one time. Craiova coming to this unbeaten in the last 7 games, picking up 3 draws in succession, though, 75% form. Meanwhile, Vllaznia, they also come to this, also 75% form, winning 4 of the last 5, 4 of the last 6 as well, if you want to include the defeat way back when. Of course, last time around, it was a 1-1 draw. That was in Vllaznia. This time around, though, of course, it is in Romania. They are favoured to win this game. Universitatea Craiova, they are favoured on this one, but they've also in action in the Romanian top flight, taking on Cluj, of course, where they anticipate to lose this game. So, back in Craiova to win this one, 2-1 win for me to take it to the house. Wrapping it up, of course, next up we have DAC, my team, Dunajská Streda up against Víkingur. Let's have hope for finding these bad boys in this logo list of games. Where is it? There it is. Víkingur right at the bottom of the shop as well. Coming at you, played just a one-time DAC Streda with a big 4 wins in succession, 75% form up against Víkingur, 83% form for them, just 1 defeat, which was this game against DAC, of course. Heading forward on this one, DAC Streda are in action against Solna, of course, in the domestic top flight this weekend. Meanwhile, Víkingur not in action, of course, looking forward to taking on Streda in the reverse leg, where they anticipate to lose this one. DAC are anticipated to win this one. I'm backing, of course, the host with, of course, the coolest initials in town. Dinamo Batumi, probably already out, you would imagine, up against, of course, the Polish Lech Poznan. Of course, this match taking place also on the 28th of July. 58% form for Dinamo Batumi, back-to-back defeats for them. Of course, 2-1. They actually played each other 2 times in the past. 2-1 was their biggest win, so last time they played each other prior to the 5-0 drop-in was a friendly, and they won. But, of course, they've got it all to do this time around. Meanwhile, Lech Poznan do come into this on the back of just 1 win in 4, 50% form, winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6. But, of course, most recently their win was against Dinamo Batumi. They're anticipated to win that game as well with the odds. No, they're not. They're expected to lose. Dinamo Batumi are expected to win this game, but they've got to turn around a massive goal deficit. I don't see it happening. 2-1 win for me for Lech Poznan because the pressure is too much. Moving forward, Dinamo Minsk. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Dinamo Minsk coming up against Belshava out of Israel. Of course, these two sides have played each other one time. We'll talk about it in a minute. Dinamo Minsk, though, just 1 win in 4 for them, 58% form. Belshava, though, winning 4 of the last 6, 67% form, of course. And meanwhile, the last round they played each other in Israel was a 2-1 win for Belshava. That was back on the 21st of July. Dinamo Minsk are expected to lose this game despite being at home. Belshava are favoured to win this game. I'm going to go with a draw myself, which will be enough, I believe, for Belshava to go through to the next stage. Djurgårdens coming out of Sweden up against HNK Rijeka, of course. Who's going to be in... what's going on here? What's the fucking hell's going on here? Weeks. Bang. There we go. So Djurgårdens out of Sweden. Rijeka also on 28th of July, second leg, 90% form for Djurgården, winning 5 of the last 6. They're actually unbeaten in the last 7. Meanwhile, Rijeka just 1 win and 4 for their 42% form. They have played each other twice. Of course, last time around was a 2-1 win for Djurgården in Rijeka. The previous game was way back in February 2017. It was a friendly. Rijeka picked up a win in Djurgården, so maybe they can bear or take from that if they want. Meanwhile, Djurgården are up against Häcken Gothenburg, of course, in the domestic top flight over in Sweden. Rijeka's next match will be the second leg in Sweden. Of course, we'll anticipate to lose according to the bookies' odds on this one. 2-1 win for me. Djurgården will take it. Will it be enough? We'll see about that. Moving on, what do we have? We have Streda up against Royal Antwerp coming out of Belgium. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Streda expected to probably lose this one. 50% form for them. 1-2 lost to and drawn 2 over the last 6. Up against the Antwerp side, who are unbeaten over the last 4. Of course, they drew last time round. It was a 0-0 draw in Antwerp. However, now in Streda, who of course will look forward to having the backing of their faithful to get them over the line. Meanwhile, this next match will be against Antwerp, where they're anticipated to lose. Antwerp are expected to win. Antwerp are in action in the Jupiler League, the first week, of course, in football in Belgium, kicking all off, and Antwerp are slightly favoured to beat Mechelen, despite being on the road. For me, tough one, this one. Going to go with Streda here, the home form, of course, the home side. Will be looking forward to getting the fans behind them and hopefully steering them into the next round at the expense of probably one of the bigger boys, Royal Antwerp. Meanwhile, FC Vllaznia, they're going to be taking on Kuopion. So FC Vllaznia, there they are, taking place early doors on the 28th of July. Played each other just the one time. We'll talk about it in a minute. Both sides coming to this unbeaten at least the last 6 games. 67% form for Vllaznia, drawing 4 of the last 5. Meanwhile, Cups coming to this drawing 3 of the last 6. So they've actually drawn 3, won 3 of the last 6. But last time around was a 2-2 draw in Cups. That was back on the 21st of July. The odds on this one, though, go in favour for Cups for the victory. In fact, strap that. Well, they are favoured to win this game over Vllaznia, but Cups are in action in domestic top flight there, and they're up against HIFK, the domestic league, whoever they may be. I'm actually going with FC Vllaznia again, going with the home side on this one to give them an upper hand in a very, very tight game. But will it be enough for them to go through to the next round? Next up we have Vaduz. They're going to take on FC Koper. Of course, where are Vaduz? Where are you? I'm looking forward to the when it gets a lot easier. This is absolutely a nightmare. But anyway, we're going to go for it. Of course, played just at one time. Of course, it was a 1-0 win for Vaduz last time around. 67% form for Vaduz. That's 1 defeat past 6 up against the Koper side. Just 1 defeat past 6 also, and that's 75% form. Of course, that 1 defeat was last time around for Koper in Koper against Vaduz. Meanwhile, Koper are in action against Bravo Ljubljana. Of course, in domestic top flight. That's actually in action on Sunday. Meanwhile, Vaduz are in action against Djurgårdens Sport as well. Got no odds on any of those games, but the odds for this game, Vaduz are expected to win this game. It's going to be tight, very, very tight. Could go either way, so watch where you might put your money. I've gone with a 0-0 draw, which probably is about right, I think, on this one. Next, of course, we have Hibernians. They go to FCI Levadia. Of course, where are they on this? There they are. Bloody hell, I'm picking them out of the needle out of the haystack. Of course, places just a one-time. Levadia just one defeat to the past. Actually, what are we looking at here? 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 1 of the last 5. Meanwhile, Hibernians coming to just 1 win and 5 for them, 42% form. They did play each other, of course, in Malta. Last time around was a big 3-2 win for Hibernians. That was back on the 19th of July. Hibernians are not in action up until this game, so actually both sides are not in action. When we look at the bookies odds, Levadia are favoured to win this game. Hibernians are long shots, but it's going to be tight, airtight on this one. I'm going to go with the 2-1 for Levadia to take it to the house. And Hibernians, of course, will have to see if it's enough to get through to the next stage. Next up, of course, we have Streda Bucharest against FC Saburtalo. Let's get into this one then. Streda Bucharest, Saburtalo, where are you on? I just saw it, I think. There we go, right in the middle of the pack then, shall we, of course. One of the juggernauts of European football, of course, now known as FCSB, up against Saburtalo. Played each other just one time. Bucharest coming to just 1 defeat past 6 to them, 75% form. Saburtalo also 1 defeat past 6, 75% form as well. Bucharest did lose the last leg. It was a 1-0 win in Saburtalo, and of course, Bucharest will look forward to try and picking it up in the second leg. Bucharest are in action up against Rapid Bucharesti in the domestic top flight this weekend. Match number 2 there. They're anticipated to win that game. Meanwhile, Saburtalo with a big, they're not in action, but they're anticipated to lose this game. And of course, it goes to Bucharest on this one. So the hosts are favoured. Going to go with a 2-1 win for them to take it to the house. Moving on to FK Astana up against Raka Krastovia. Of course, Krastovia have got a monstrous lead. And I do anticipate them to hold on regardless of what goes on in this game. Played just the one time. We'll talk about it in a minute. Astana, though, coming to just 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 1 over the last 5. Meanwhile, Krastovia winning 5 of the bouts, 83% form for them, and they look very, very good as well. Big 5-0 win it was at home last time out for Krastovia back on the 21st of July. Coming at you, though, Astana taking on Turan in domestic top flight this weekend. Krastovia are waiting in the wings, and of course anticipate to win the game against Astana in midweek. They've already got the 5-0 upper hand. Astana will win the second leg, but it's not going to be enough. Just a 1-0 win for them in the end. Budapest Brnoknia up against Brøndby. Let's get into this one then. Budapest Brnoknia, where are you on this? Up against Brøndby. There you are, of course, 28th of July. Locking horns, of course, over in Budapest, Brnoknia. 50% form for Budapest. Just 1 defeat past 6 for them, drawing 4 of the last 5. Meanwhile, Budapest have won 5 on the last 6, 90% form. Look very, very good, don't they? Of course, they did beat them last time around in Budapest, and of course, we'll look forward to possibly getting through to the next stages. Budapest in action against Havnachur, of course, in the domestic top flight there. Budapest Brnoknia also kicking off their season today in the domestic top flight. Looking forward to a win, I imagine. Budapest Brnoknia are expected to beat Budapest little bit, but it's very, very tight in the bookies' odds. I've gone with a 3-0 win for them, and they might turn it around here. They might turn it around if they can get the backing from the fans. So let's take a look at, of course, the sides going through then. Nicosia will be there, Salike will be there, AZ Alkmaar, Brøndby, Young Boys Bern, Basel are there, Craiova are there, DAC, my boys are there, Lech Poznan are going through, Minsk as well, Djurgårdens with a big 4-2 aggregate win, Streda are there, Malsamai will go through with a 4-3 aggregate win, Vaduz as well, FCI Levadia with a penalty win, I believe, Bucharest with a 2-1 win as well, Krakow going through in aggregate, and Budapest knocking in with a big 3-2 win over Brøndby. That's, of course, my take on match day at page number 1, but we're now jumping into page number 2 with, of course, Crusaders up against Luxembourg. Let's get into that one then. Of course, taking place on the 28th of July. Of course, pleasure just the one time before. 3 wins in the last 4 for Crusaders, 67% form for them, Union Berlin. Just 1 win and 5 for them, 42% form, of course. 4-1 it was last time out in Luxembourg. Of course, anticipate to win, I imagine, on this one. Union Luxembourg will not kick off their season until the start of August, though. Crusaders taking on Nedrbic this weekend in the domestic top flight. As for this game, a win in the end for Crusaders to take it to the house. Next up, of course, we have Gabala up against Fehérvár. That's right. Coming at you as well, 28th. And it'll be early doors as well, early kick-off. Gabala, though, coming to just 1 defeat past 5, 58% form up against Fehérvár. Just 1 defeat past 6, 75% form, of course, including a big 4-1 win over Gabala last time around. That was in Fehérvár. This time around, the roles are reversed, taking place in Gabala, of course. Fehérvár are not in action, neither are Gabala, so, of course, when they do both hit the field next time around, it will be in the second leg here. Fehérvár are anticipated to win this game on the road as well. 3-0 win for me to take it to the house. Of course, with a comfortable first leg, they'll be home and host into the next round. Cameron Spartans coming at you as well on the 28th of July. 75% form for the Spartans, just 1 defeat past 6 up against Molde side, just 1 win and 6 for them. 25% form, looking pretty grim at the moment. 1-0 it was for the Spartans last time around in Mostar. This time around, of course, the roles will be reversed. Both sides are not in action until this game, when, of course, the odds are very, very slim. But as Mostar slight favourites, Spartans, of course, a little bit underdogs. The draw is actually less likely to happen. But I've gone with the draw as well. 1-1 in the end. Will it be enough? We'll see about that. Moving forward, Elfsborg up against Molde, of course, another Scandinavian counter, this time around over in Elfsborg. Played just a one time. It was a big 4-1 win for Molde. Elfsborg, though, without a win in 4, now 50% form for them up against that Molde side, unbeaten in the last 15 games, 83% form for them as well. 4-1 it was last time around in Norway. Coming at you, though, Molde are in action in Sandefjord this coming weekend. Meanwhile, Elfsborg also in action against Kalmar. Anticipated to lose the game against Kalmar. Anticipated to win the game against Molde, but not for me. I'm going over to win for Elfsborg, but will it be enough? Probably not. I think that the first leg, a win for Molde, would be too much for them in the end. Cluj are in action. Yes, they are up against Escaldes, coming at you on the 27th of July. That's right, that's a Wednesday. Played each other just the one time, of course. Escaldes just 1 win and 5 for them, 42% form. Meanwhile, Cluj, back-to-back wins for them, 58% form, including a 3-0 win over Escaldes last time around. Escaldes are not in action, no, but Cluj are. They're going to take on Universitatea Craiova this Sunday. They anticipate to win that game, and also anticipated to win this game as well. Do go on the 2-0 win for them on the road to give themselves the upper hand in the grand old scheme of things. Meanwhile, KF Balkani up against SP Fehérvár taking place on the 26th. That's a Tuesday, so early door action there. So Balkani coming to 58% form for them. One win in the last 4 up against the Fehérvár side, 1-3 and lost 3 of the last 6, including defeat though against Balkani at home last time around. No odds, no action between now and then, but of course Balkani expected to win quite convincingly. So don't even go there. Do not go there. I think it could be like 6-0. It could be like 6-0, but I've gone with a 2-0 just to be safe. Meanwhile, FC Lachi, or KF Lachi, up against Petro Cup. Let's get into this one then. Lachi. Where are you, Lachi? Lachi. Petro Cup. Petro Cup, where are you? There you are, right down the bottom. Needle in the haystack it is. No pleasure, there's just the one time. Lachi, though, 50% form, 1-2 lost to and drawn 2 over the last 6. However, unbeaten in the last 4. Meanwhile, Petro Cup coming to us unbeaten in the last 6, picking up 4 wins and 2 draws as well, including a draw against Lachi last time around in Petro Cup. So Petro Cup, of course, coming to this, they are underdogs for this game. Lachi are favoured, of course, taking place on the 28th of July. Back in, of course, Lachi on this one with a 1-0 win to take it to the house. Valmiera up against KF Szczecin 79. Let's try and find this badger then, shall we? Szczecin. Valmiera. I found you. Bloody hell, I found you. Didn't think I found you. But anyway, of course, coming at you on the 28th. Of course, 67% form for Szczecin 79. Just one defeat past 6 to them. Up against the Valmiera side, winning 2 and losing 2 in the last 4. 67% form, of course. Szczecin with a big 2-1 win in the first leg against Valmiera. Szczecin, it's actually Valmiera are in action in the domestic top flight there. Meanwhile, before this game, however, Szczecin are expected to win this second leg as they take them to the field at home. 3-0 win for them to take it to the house. Meanwhile, KI Klaszwiec up against FK Sunjinska. Of course, Klaszwiec. This actually takes place on 27th of July, which is a Wednesday. Klaszwiec just one defeat past 6 for them. 75% form up against Sunjinska. Just one win in the last 6 for them. 25% form as well. 0-0 last time around though in Sunjinska, of course. And of course, Klaszwiec not in action. Sunjinska are kicking off the domestic top flight today against Jadisko. Of course, got no odds on that one, but they've got the odds for this game. Klaszwiec are expected to win. And I've gone with them as well with a 1-0 win to take it to the house. Meanwhile, Craiova up against FK Kariat. Of course. Let's take a look at this one. Is there any way to make this bloody in alphabetical order? There we go. Craiova. Let's get into it. Played each other just one time. 67% form for Craiova. Just one defeat past 6 for them. Up against the Kariat side. Just one defeat past 6 for them. 75% form heading into this game. Last time it was in Kariat. Big 1-0 win was for Craiova, of course. Kariat are in action against Akusu in the domestic top flight before this game. Craiova, though, waiting in the wings and anticipated to win this game at home. I've gone with the 2-1 for Kariat on this one to take it to the house and maybe sneak it through to the back door and into the second round. Konyaspor. Let's have a little look at these bad boys up against BAT Borisov. Out of Belarus. There they are, middle of the pack on the 28th of July. Places just the one time. Of course, we'll talk about it in a minute. Konyaspor, though, unbeaten the last 3, 58% form. Meanwhile, BAT Borisov just one win in 6 of them, 42% form. The previous encounter was a 3-0 win for Konyaspor in Borisov. Meanwhile, Konyaspor and of course the visitors BAT Borisov are not in action up until this game. Konyaspor anticipated to win this one. I've gone that way with a 2-1 win for them to take it. Meanwhile, Lech Gdansk coming out of Poland up against Rapid Vienna coming out of Austria. They are right in the middle of the pack once again. Played each other one time since was the reverse fixture. We'll talk about that in a minute. Lech Gdansk with just one defeated past 6, 75% form. Rapid Vienna unbeaten the last 7 games, picking up 4 wins and 2 draws over the last 6. 0-0 it was in Austria this time around. Of course, it is in Poland, and both are in actually Rapid Vienna are in action against Ried, of course, in the Austrian top flight. Of course, first day of the season there. Rapid Vienna not in. Lech Gdansk not in action unless it's already just happened today. But anyway, going to go with the 2-1 win for the Polish here. They are through. Well, are they through? Is that going to be enough? We'll see in a second. Lillestrøm are in action against SJK Saloniki. Of course, Lillestrøm coming out of Norway, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Stjørdal, of course, also in action. 67% form for Lillestrøm, just one defeat past 5 up against Stjørdal, and side just 1-2, lost 2 and draw 2 over the last 6. Last time out was a 1-0 win for Lillestrøm in Stjørdal. Of course, coming at you though, Lillestrøm are not in action up until this game. I don't believe anyway. Sinjanjan are in action against Lahti. We're anticipated to win that game, lose this one though midweek, and that's where I've gone with a 3-0 win for Lillestrøm to take it to the house. Lincoln Red Imps coming out of Gibraltar up against Tubal Kostanyi. There's so many games. Lincoln Red Imps, where are you? Who puts themselves through it? I do. I bloody do. Taking place against Tallboy coming at you on the 26th. That's Tuesday, one of the early kickoffs as well. 67% form for Lincoln Red Imps, just one win in the last 3 up against the Tallboy side. 1-2 lost to and draw 2 over the last 6. Actually, in fact, back-to-back wins for them, including a 2-0 win over Lincoln Red Imps last time around. Of course, Tallboy are in action against Mataral in their domestic top flight. Lincoln Red Imps not in action, of course, until the domestic season kicks off in October, but they're in action this week against Tallboy. We're anticipated to lose on this one. I've gone with the Lincoln Red Imps to get a point here, but I don't think it's going to be enough for them to go through to the next stage. Maccabi Netanya up against Istanbul Başakşehir. Taking place, of course, on the 28th of July. The previous encounter was a draw. We'll look at that in a minute. Meanwhile, Netanya 1-2 lost to and draw 2 over the last 6. 50% form at Başakşehir. Unbeaten in the last 9 games, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws over the last 6. Including a draw against Netanya in Turkey. That's around back on the 21st of July. Netanya and Başakşehir not in action up until this game. But, of course, Başakşehir are anticipated to win this game despite being on the road. 2-1 win for them. That's where I've gone with it as well. Moving forward, Maccabi Tel Aviv up against Streda FK. taking place as well in Israel. This match, of course, 58% form for Maccabi Tel Aviv, 1-2 and lost 2 over the last 4. Meanwhile, Zirda just 1 win in the last 6 and 33% form. Of course, 3-0 loss for Maccabi Tel Aviv on the road this time around. The bookies will go for Maccabi Tel Aviv at home, and of course, we'll see them go through. So will I. 2-1 win for them to make it through to the next stage. Makedonija up against the CSKA Sofia. Let's take a look at this badger. So I think it's actually taking place in Bulgaria, of course. Play each other 67, play each other just a one time, of course. CSKA Sofia, 67% fall for them, just 1 defeat past 6. Up against whatever these guys, Gorje Petrov, just 1 win in the last 6 and 42% form. Of course, 0-0 it was last round in Gorje Petrov. That's back on the 21st of July. CSKA Sofia and CSKA Sofia are not. They are actually in action against Varna in the domestic top flight. They're anticipated to win that game. They're also anticipated to win this game, of course, when it comes back around midweek. Going to go with a 1-1 draw myself on this one. I thought the game was the other way around. That's probably what's influenced my pick on that one. Next up, of course, we have Nefki up against Aris Limassol coming out of Cyprus. I just spotted it there. Baku there. Nefki Baku, of course, just 1 win and 6 for them, 70% form. Aris Limassol just 1 defeat past 5, 67% form. Also, last time I was a 2-0 win for Limassol. That was in Cyprus. Of course, this time around, though, is over in Baku as well. Baku are anticipated to win this game. Of course, will they turn around the deficit? I don't know. I'll go with the 1-1 draw. I've given Limassol the benefit of the doubt. So, who will go through? In my eyes, Kukuyarai there. Fehérvár with a big 7-1 win. Hamron Spartans are there. Molde, CFR Cluj, Balkana are there. Lachi will squeak through. Szczecin 79 also there. Klasic going through. Kadiak with a penalty victory there. Konyaspor, of course, out of Turkey. Lech Gdansk with a big 2-1 win over Rapid Vienna. That's a bit of an upset. Lillestrøm comfortably through. Liepāja go out. Tobo Kansanya go through. Istanbul Başakşehir with a big 3-2 win for them over Netanya. Maccabi Tel Aviv, though, comfortably through. And CSKA Sofia going through for penalties, with Limassol joining them in the next round. Into the final stretch as we go now. This is the final stretch of games. We've made it to the final page. It is Newtown up against Spartak Trnava. So let's have a look at Newtown then. Placed, of course, in Newtown on 28th of July. Newtown just 1 win and 6 for them, 33% form up against the Trnava side. Just 1 defeat past 6 for them, 67% form for them. Of course, 4-1 it was, of course, the reverse leg in Tavarna. Of course, Newtown not in action until then, but they're anticipated to lose this home game. Tavarna are in action in domestic top flight, but of course they are expected to win this game when it comes back around. 2-1 win for them on the road, just enough to get through. Well, they've already probably got through with the first leg. Anyway, next of course we have Osic against Kalslar. Let's try and find these bad boys in this. Taking place on the 28th of July. Of course, Osic looking very, very good right now. Haven't lost in the last 9 games. Coming to this, winning 6 on the bounce. Meanwhile, Kazlar haven't won in the last 5. 25% form. Of course, 2-1 it was last time around in Kazlar. That's back on the 21st of July. Meanwhile, Osic are taking on Lokomotiva in the domestic top flight there. Anticipated to win that game. I don't have any odds on this one, but of course, I would back the hosts here. 2-0 win for them. They're 9 games unbeaten. They look very, very good. I think they'll have too much in the tank to get over the line. Meanwhile, St. Patrick's Athletic will go to NS Mura. Let's try and find that badger then, shall we? There we go. I found that one. That's pretty easy. Moving on to this one then. 50% form for Mura. 1-2 lost to and draw 2 over the last 6. Up against the St. Patrick's side. Just 1 defeat past 6 for them. 58% form. Of course, it was a draw last round. Of course, in St. Patrick's this time around. Of course, the roles have been reversed. Mura are in action against Domazal in the top flight over there. St. Patrick are not in action. Of course, waiting till the 31st of July to get back in the thick of things domestically. This one, going to go with 2-0 win for Mura. Unfortunately, St. Patrick's journey, I think, is going to come to an end. Meanwhile, Olympic Ljubljana are in action up against Sepsi. Not Pepsi, but Sepsi. Let's try and find these. There they are, right down the middle of the pack. 28th of July, these two sides locking horns. Coming 2% form for Olympic Ljubljana coming into this. 1-2 lost to and draw 2 over the last 6. Sepsi, though, unbeaten in the last 11 games, picking up 5 wins and 1 draw over the last 6. 3-1 it was last time around for Sepsi over Olympic Ljubljana, but of course, this time around, they are the away side. Sepsi, of course, are in action against Champions FC Arges in the domestic top flight there. Olympic Ljubljana also in action against Tabazentia, and again, I'm sure both sides are expected to win those games. However, when it comes to the proof of the pudding, quite tight on the bookies on this one, going in favour for Olympic Ljubljana. They are favoured on this. Sepsi, though, very, very tight, and of course, with the upper hand in the first leg, they should have enough in the tank to get through to the second. Next, of course, we have Ariat Armina. They are taking on Payda. That's right, on the 28th of July, locking horns. 67% form for Payda. That's unbeaten in the last 6 games, picking up 4 draws, though. Meanwhile, Ariat Armina just 1 defeat past 6, 75% form for them. A draw last round between these two sides in Ariat Armina. Of course, I was back on the 21st of July. Payda, though, with expected to beat Alianza Mina. Actually, they're not. It's quite tight on the old bookies odds here. Slight favours is Alianza Mina, but it could go either way. I've gone with the 1-0 win for Alianza Mina. They've gone with a little bit of faith for that, and that might be enough for them to go through to the next stage. PAOK coming at you out of Greece up against Levski Sevilla. Of course, another bit of a juggernaut and counter. Plays just at one time, of course. I'll talk about that in a minute. 58% form for PAOK. Just one defeat past 4 for them. Up against Levski Sevilla side, just one defeat at the past 6 of them. 83% form. Of course, 2-0 was in Sevilla last time around, back on the 21st of July. PAOK not in action. Neither are Sevilla, but PAOK are expected to win this game at home when it goes back to Greece. Here, 3-0 win for them. Well, should it be enough? I think so. But of course, we'll confirm that in just a second. Puskás FC up against Victor Guadamares coming at you out of Portugal. Yep, take place on the 28th of July. These two sides have played just one time. Puskás FC coming into this without a win in the last 6 games, losing the last 4 against Guatemala's side, who haven't lost in the last 6, winning 3 and drawing 3. Of course, 3-0 was last time around. We'll talk about that in a minute. In fact, I'll talk about that right now. So, a big comfortable win for Guatemala's in Portugal. Of course, the Portuguese top flight doesn't start till the 8th of the 8th. Guatemala's also not in action domestically until after this game. But, of course, Guatemala's are expected to win this game on the road, and that's where I've gone with a 2-1 win for them to take it to the house. Into the final stretch as we go now. We have Radoniki up against Gürza United. Let's take a little look at this one. Radoniki up against Gürza. 8th of July, 50% for Radoniki. 1-2 lost to and drawn 2 over the last 6. Gürza United unbeaten in the last 5, pick up 3 wins and 2 draws. That's, of course, they have actually played each other 3 times since 2008. 2 wins for Radoniki, nothing for Gürza, and 1 draw, of course. Last time around was a 2-2 draw. That was in Gürza United. Last time they played each other in Radoniki, there was a big 4-0 win for Radoniki. Can they, of course, do that this time around? I've got the odds here. Radoniki are expected to win this one. Gürza United are expected to take a bit of an L. Just a 1-0 win. Will it be enough? I don't know. Moving on to Riga up against FFK Rabzabzinic. Riga. Just the one time, 75% form for Riga, just 1 defeat past 6 up against the Rudazovnich side, just 1 defeat past 4 for them, 42% form. Of course, 3-0 was for Riga last time around on the bloody road. This time around, though, they are the hosts. Both sides are in action in domestic top flight this coming weekend, but Riga are expected to win this game when it comes back to their place. 2-1 win for me to take it to the house. Kicking on forward, we have Slavia Prague up against St. Joseph's, of course. Let's take a look at this Badger, of course, over in Prague this coming midweek. Played each other just the one time. We'll talk about it in a minute. Slavia Prague unbeaten though in the last 4, pick up 3 wins on the bounce up against St. Joseph's side, who have won 2, lost 2 and drawn, actually won 2, lost 2. And drawn 1 over the last 5, 58% form for them. Forward in it was over in St. Joseph's last time around, of course. So when, of course, the game comes back around to the Czech Republic, anticipate a comfortable home win in the end. You might have caught a quick glimpse of the other scorelines there. Meanwhile, Shilgo Rovers have got a cheeky upper hand up against Motherwell, who've got it all to do. Played each other just one time. We'll talk about it shortly. Shilgo Rovers, though, just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form up against Motherwell side of 1-3 and lost 3 over the last 6. 1-0 it was for Shilgo Rovers at Fir Park last time round, but this time around they bring it back to Ireland. That is correct. My hand hurts like shit. So, yeah, Motherwell are expected to win this game on the road, but it ain't going to be easy, folks. Go with a 2-1 win for Shilgo Rovers. They'll want to win this game, of course, and book themselves a trip into the 3rd round of qualifying. Of course, moving forward, Trey Flory up against Bury 36 to Sharp. 50% forward for Trey Flory, 1-3 and lost 3 over the last 6. Meanwhile, Bury 36 to Sharp, also 1-3 lost 3 over the last 6. But, of course, coming into this on the back of a win over Trey Flory last time around. Trey Flory are anticipated to lose this one. B36 to Sharman are expected to win with this game, despite being on the road. I'm going with a draw myself, right in the middle, but of course we'll have to wait and see about that. The New Saints are in action against Viking Reykjavik in Wales. Of course, 50% form for New Saints, 1-3 and lost 3 over the last 6. Viking Reykjavik unbeaten the last 4, pick up 3 wins and a draw to boot. 2-0 was for Viking Reykjavik last round in, of course, Iceland. This time around, though, it was in Wales, where, of course, the Welsh are expected to lose, though. Bookies have the Viking Reykjavik favoured to win this one. I've gone with a 1-0 win for the host, but will it be enough? I don't know. Meanwhile, Viborg up against FK Sudova. Went to the final stretches here, boys. Viborg up against Sudova. Play each other just the one time. Of course, we'll talk about it in a minute. Viborg, though, winning 5 of the last 6. Actually, unbeaten 5 in the spot as well. Sudova, though, 1-2 lost to draw 2 over the last 6. 50% form for them heading into this. Viborg did pick up a 1 win it over Sudova or as visitors last time around, when, of course, these two Lockhorns in Viborg, the hosts are expected to win this game, and I've gone with them as well with a 2-0 win to take it to the bank. Moving on to Viking FK up against Sparta Prague, of course, bit of a tasty one, this one. Of course, locking on 20th of July. Viking coming to 67% form, just one defeat past 6. I guess Sparta Prague side also 67% form, one defeat past 6 as well. The previous encounter was a 0-0 draw in Prague, but of course, when they lock horns this coming week, Viking have actually been in action against Vålerenga this coming weekend. Sparta Prague, they're waiting to kick off the domestic flight up after this weekend, after this week as well. So, but Prague are expected to win this game on the road. It'll be tight. It'll be a tough old game, but I've gone with them as well with a 2-1 win on the road. Into the final 2 now, thank heavens for that. AAK Solna against Poltava. Again, these might be reversed. So last time around was a 3-2 win for AEK, but AEK came in as just 1 win and 6 to them, 33% from Poltava, though just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them, of course. 3-2 it was for Poltava last time around, scrap that. Of course, AEK last victory was against Kalmar in the domestic top flight there. Of course, the hosts, AAK, are expected to win this game, and I've gone with them to get a 2-1 win for them, but will it be enough? We'll see in a mo. And then wrapping up, we do have the final game. Thank goodness for that. Up against Strinski Mostar. Let's, I've got to find it first. I've got to find it. Next one, other Mostar. There we go, right at the bottom, of course it is. Played to the one time. Strinski Mostar, 1 defeat past 6, 67% forward. Teriano losing 5 in the bounce. Mostar picked up a 1-0 win in Teriano last time around. And of course, Mostar expected to win this game. Going to go with a 2-0 win for them to take it to the house. Who's going through? Sparta, Tavana, Osic, Mura, Liepāja go through. Ariat will squeak through with a 1-0 win. Paok Salantny with a 3-2 win. The Guaramares are there. Radeneki, Soriga, Slavia Prague are there. Slogo Rovers will join them. Tushaven as well. New Saints are out. Reykjavik go through. Viborg are there. Sparta Prague as well, and AAK Castellana with Strinski Mostar completing the bloody set. That, my friends, hopefully I'm pressed record, because if not, I will shit the fucking bed. That is it. Smash your subscribe as well. Make sure you, of course, join us. Where the heck is it? Whatever. Piece of shit computer. That's it. That's all I've got for you. Subscribe. I'm going now for a rest, but until then, boys and girls, we're done.